This movie is a review of Deliver Us from Evil, and I'm listening to Marilyn Manson live while I make this. Because the music goes well with this movie. And we're to start off by saying, this is my ticket from the movie. And I saw it with my mom. Both my mom and I think that Deliver Us from Evil is not the scariest, or even one of the most terrifying movies ever. Yeah, it had some like jump out at you parts, and like the rest of the audience like screaming and being like scared or acting scared, I guess kind of enhances why it would be scary at all for at least like a few seconds. And it also is based on a book, and that book, and I can't remember, has an alternate title, but if you just look up Deliver Us from Evil under books, like type in like Deliver Us from Evil nonfiction, you'll find the book online. I'm going to order it from Amazon because my library won't let me put it on hold. But it's a true account of a cop and priest that dealt with this real exorcism. And then also this movie has a lot of people possessed, but there's only one exorcism, and it's 118 minutes, but it was good, so it didn't really drag on. I give it 7.5 out of 10 stars. And they kept playing the Doors throughout the movie. Yeah, I don't understand the reason why, but I guess that's why I should read the book. Because it's like literally it's one Door song. It's all they play throughout the movie, and like no other music really. And it takes place in New York, and it's just really, really dark. And there's only like 3 jump out at you scenes, and like only one kind of like creepy scene, but nothing really scared me. Like, sorry to shock, like even serial killers don't scare me. Honestly, the only thing that would scare me is if maybe like Richard Ramirez or Ted Bundy like had me captive. Then I'd be scared. But otherwise, I would never really probably get scared. And there's also this big reference in the movie to like this one guy that was a killer. Like this cop took revenge on him because he had all this evil vengeance in him. Like the priest that told him, when he told the priest the story about how the cop said, like this real life guy or whatever being portrayed, this actor Eric Bana, well, he says in it how he feels like he's full of like hate and stuff. He doesn't know why. But he's telling the priest like this story, and like the story is how there's this one guy that was a killer in New York. He would rape, murder children only, and he took it out on him by eventually like getting revenge. And like that kind of reminds me of Albert Fish, because he killed kids after I don't know if he raped any, but he did kill girls and boys. Well, anyways, what I think about the movie that was surprising, but the thing I thought that was shocking was mainly this one scene, well, besides the exorcism, is when they're at the zoo and all these like people jump out on them. These people are possessed because they see this like script or whatever written on walls anywhere, and then they see it and then they become freaked out of their minds, and like some of them become possessed from reading this ancient Latin scroll, and that was just really weird. But besides the exorcism, like that's the only thing that kind of creeped me out. And there's like this guy that's already on his chest that was like possessed, and he held captive the cop's daughter and wife. Oh, and the part with the little girl in her room, the cop thought he saw this crazy guy with all this blood and stuff that like dead, that looked menacing, like this like he looked like a zombie, and he saw a vision of him, and through these videos watching footage of people at the zoo becoming possessed, and but he's the only one seeing it. And so the scene with the daughter kind of jumpy, because like her toys start rolling around making noise and moving, and like you feel like something's going to attack her. And then she just ends up seeing this guy, and she starts screaming after she opens her door. And then you don't see the rest of the girl till like the end. But anyway, it's mainly about the priest. This one guy is possessed that's going around killing people that gets the exorcism. The priest. And like they conduct in jail the exorcism. But anyways, like I'm trying to not to spoil the movie, but it's worth it if you like horror movies. And children should not see this movie. Yeah, it's rated R for a reason. Well, I think that the acting was pretty decent. The reason I only give it 7.5 stars out of 10 is because, like, everyone built all this hype that it was so scary and so freaky, but, and like, even though it might be true events, maybe some true stories, but I think that it was pretty good. And like, there's some gore in it, some killings, those were good. And like, just like this one scene, like you think the snake's gonna come out and get everything because it looks like a snake, but it's not. And then like this body falls out, of this freaking wall next to this wine cellar in these people's basement. And it was so weird. Like, and the one possessed demonic guy is just so gross. Like, he seems like beyond, like, help control. Even with an exorcism, it seems like he's just gonna be psychotic forever. And, I guess, I think I only gave it 7 out of 5 stars also because it was mainly like, so just kind of slow. I don't know, a little boring, but mainly better than other horror movies around now, like Oculus or all the Paranormal Activities after 2. Like the first 2 are good, the rest suck. Insidious, I think, sucks. Especially the second one probably sucks. I haven't even seen it, but it looks awful. But it came from the same producer, so I think it was really good, if not a little slow, dull, a little, especially at first, mainly. It was just really weird, but good, and only a tad dull. And what mainly set me off was annoying was the way the audience acted. It was really annoying when they were screaming and talking on their cell phones. There's only like 5 other people in the theater, but they had to be really annoying to make up the fact that there's barely anyone in the theater. So yeah, I suggest you see it before it goes out of theaters, and hopefully, like, if you go later in the day, maybe it'll be less crowded. But I think it's worth $7.50, but not like a nighttime price, only a matinee price. And I think I'll probably buy it eventually on DVD used. And if you know me and the kind of movies I like, then you probably like it. It was one of the better movies of the year. Honestly, it's really good, but it wasn't like great or amazing. So kind of horror movies that are kind of like it, I guess. I listed the ones that were horrible from the same producers and stuff, but ones that are horrible, like this, maybe, I don't know, The Last Exorcism 2, the first one's good, but the second one, ugh, horrible. And so, like, if you like the first Exorcism, yeah, we'll like it. If you like Insidious, you'll think it's way better, because Insidious sucked to me. This movie was way better than Insidious. I guarantee it's way better than the second shitty part of Insidious Chapter 2, which I haven't even seen. But I didn't like the first one, so I'm not bothering with the second. I think if you like all this gore and shit, like in Saw, but Saw is better. But anyways, if you like movies like Exorcism, like Exorcism 2, really, it's nowhere near as good as the first one with Linda Blair. But Exorcism 2, I like that. If you like Candyman, except not the second or third, ugh. But if you like the first Candyman, and it was just really cool. It's like kind of dark like that. Shot in New York, like there's a lot of sadistic people possessed. It's really serial killer. Like you hear a story about this serial killer killed children, so it was really awesome. And the scenes with the priest are pretty great. And the actors are decent, and they're also, well, the police officer is kind of attractive, I guess, and the priest, and the cop's wife. And yeah, you should see it, but only if you like horror. But if you get scared easily, don't bother.